1. Hey guys, long time no see. Welcome back to Take a Shot Podcast. Was this episode 6? 7? We don't remember.
Episode something.
Well,
It's more than one.
we wanted to get into our over-unders for the NFL season. So, Brown, you got those pulled up?
Sure. You want to start from the bottom?
I got the Texans going 17-0, guys. I'm just saying.
Let's start at the bottom in our
Actually, I have them going 18-0.
and work our way up.
All right.
18. Interesting.
I know.
Bold strategy,
I
God.
know. Yeah, bold.
He's counting preseason, the last preseason.
Let's start at the bottom and work our way up. So we'll kind of speed through some of the bottoms because they're the bottom for a reason.
Okay.
Arizona at 4.5. 4.5 wins for Arizona.
No, I'm taking the under.
Under?
Yeah.
I'll take the over.
I am also going under. Yeah.
I just, is it 6 weeks for Kyler Murray?
At least.
At least.
Well, that's my thing is if Kyler can come back, I think against some of the crappier teams in the NFC, I do think they could pull out some. I mean, their first game is against Washington, and people are like, Washington better win this. Yeah, you better, but that doesn't mean you're going to. I mean, it's a high possibility because both these teams are not that good.
Because who are they running out there at quarterback? Is it Colt McCoy?
Yeah.
Colt McCoy versus Sam Howell is basically going to be that first week matchup. Can't wait.
Yeah. They got that on Sunday night?
Can't wait. No problem.
Even with Kyler coming back, that team's pretty depleted. I just don't see them winning 5 games.
What was the number? You said it was 4.5.
4.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then we've got Tampa at 6.5. So you've got the battle of Baker and Kyle Trask at quarterbacks. Looks like Baker is going to win that job.
Yeah.
And I don't know that either one of them are great options, but maybe Baker has a revivance. I could see where they win more than that just because of the division that they play in. But I also think that Carolina is going to be better than what people think, and I think the Saints with Derek Carr are going to be pretty good. I'm going to go under.
What was the number?
6.5.
You have my attention now. I'm sorry. 6.5.
Thank you for joining the podcast.
We're back.
I'm going over on that one because I'm in the minority, but I have Tampa winning that division.
Yeah, you are in the minority.
Yeah.
Well, there's not a powerhouse in that division, so the fact that
I don't think a powerhouse, but I think the Saints are the clear favorites.
look, that all looks great, but what have we seen with Derek Carr? He's very inconsistent. I know Baker can be too. I'm just saying that I feel like it's.
You want to argue consistency between Baker and Derek Carr?
Kamara might get in another fight with somebody else. Michael Thomas.
That's hearsay.
Might have to wait another 2 years for him to show up and play again.
So who all do you got? You got Tampa, you got Carolina, you got the Saints,
And Atlanta.
and Atlanta.
Which Atlanta, I'm sorry.
I'm high on Atlanta.
I think Atlanta, they're going to be competitive as long as Ritter doesn't.
Good luck with that.
Force turnovers. I don't think he's a star, but I think they have enough weapons to get them to 7-8 potentially.
I just don't even know if he's
And-
a good
and that-
quarterback yet. I haven't seen anything from him.
No, and I'm not saying that. It's the same thing like with Baker, Sam Howell, like all these quarterbacks. If he can just right the ship and not create,
if he's just average.
Yes, just not
or even
create-
slightly below average.
yeah, just not create turnovers. I
that
feel
running
like.
game that he's going to have
Yes.
there is going to
Yep.
be elite.
So, yeah, I'm taking the over.
I'm.
I'm going under.
You said 6.5.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they're literally going to be like a 6-win team. So I'm obviously under.
Okay.
I just feel like it's like what Jameis Winston 2.0.
You think Baker's done? You think there's no chance?
I'm not necessarily saying that. I think he'll have a long career in the NFL as a backup or
He might be the next Chase Daniel.
at least in this position where he always gets another chance because
Playing Gabbert.
he'll play that game where he'll get 300 yards or close to and like 3 touchdowns and like was really competitive, but he's just a turnover machine. If he can just stop himself from being a turnover machine like Jameis Winston, I feel like they're almost in the same boat as they kind of were before. So
I just think out of all those quarterbacks, like Bryce Young, which we'll get to Carolina, but like I'm not super impressed with anybody in that division, so I think it's up for grabs.
no, and I like the aspect of like he has a little bit more veteran receivers compared to like other teams in the league where you're kind of just basing everything on potential and rookies and the young talent.
And they still have talent on defense.
Right, and that might help him along the way, but once again, I feel like that team's not really a whole lot without kind of Tom Brady. Like I don't believe in the head coach. I don't believe in a lot of things on that team without the aspect of Tom Brady.
Fair. Okay.
So,
Next up on the list, the Houston Texans, also at 6.5.
wow, what were they last year? 2?
2.
I'm gonna take the under.
Oh yeah, I have to. I can't.
I think we're all unanimous there. That's
'Cause
definitely
it is tricky because of that division isn't.
that
really-
division sucks.
because they can beat at least Tennessee maybe once, get one over them.
I think they
CJ
can,
like
I think they could get some wins off Indy
exactly.
because that's in their division. But aside from that, I can't think of another team on their schedule that I'm like, oh, I'll
Yeah.
favor you guys.
That's the only thing is
you can get some wins here and there, but
I think they'll be one of those like promising teams that loses a lot of games. Like maybe
Yeah,
next
yeah.
year they'll be
like the
you know,
Lions a couple years ago, where like they were close in games, but they just keep losing.
Yeah.
Will Anderson, by the way, I mean I know it's preseason, but he's looking as advertised. He's just blowing.
And
everything.
I think CJ Stroud was,
He's
in my
looking-
opinion, I think he's the better choice out of the two. I think of him and Bryce Young. I still
he turned around.
I'm still standing by that.
Oh, or maybe you did say that before, but I thought you said originally that Bryce Young you thought was going to be better.
Are you watching preseason games or
No, I was always on the CJ Stroud.
Oh, they both haven't looked great. They both have looked.
no? It's just Carolina can't block for Bryce Young. And CJ's he's just terrible. So.
Well, anyways,
So Anthony Richardson, like, that's the pick.
No, I really like. Who is that? I'm not gonna lie. It was only one game.
you're talking about Aiden O'Connell. Are we really?
No.
Okay.
Granted, he did look.
No,
I
not
do think he
entertaining.
does have a career in the NFL.
He throws a good spiral.
I'm not saying he's the next.
I thought a good spiral. That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I mean, with the Nerf football, yeah. But
Yeah, one of those old John Elway ones that goes like 300 yards.
right.
Yeah.
Once again, it's the difference between like you know what I'm saying, like great categories of Mahomes, Rodgers, yada, those guys. I just think he'll have a career in the NFL. I'm not saying he's going to be elite. He's going to be this phenomenal Brock Purdy out of nowhere.
But you'd like to see Aiden O'Connell get a shot with somebody
yeah,
eventually.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Besides the point.
The Rams. We got a lot at 6.5 here. So the Rams at 6.5. So Stafford's going to be back, but how is he going to look?
Will he stay healthy?
They don't have a ton on defense. They got rid of Leonard Floyd. They got rid of Jalen Ramsey. Still got Aaron Donald. They got Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, they still.
And they got so many draft picks this year because they traded like their couple top ones into like more. So they have a flush of now young guys. Will they be anything?
I don't know. I
What the
couldn't
hell
answer.
did they draft?
Yeah.
Were they even? They weren't in the
Their
first
top,
round.
No, their top pick was I think the guy's name is Avila, the guard from TCU.
Oh yeah, I did like that. pick.
Right. So like they helped that offensive line. So I think their offensive line should be better. They still have Stafford with Cup, and then I don't exactly know who they're filling the rest of the receivers with. But if it's 6.5, I'm taking the over.
What's his name? Robinson's still there, ain't he?
No, he's
Allen?
just Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you got traded to
Oh
Pittsburgh.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Now, the only thing that I think they have the talent to win more games than 6.5, but the division they play in is going to be
Tough.
tough because
Right.
you're going to get
There's
Seattle
Arizona.
twice. You're going to get Arizona twice. You're going to
Layups
get
against Arizona.
so that's 2 wins. I still got to find 5 more for them.
Well, once again, like we talked about, depending on when they play them twice during the season.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if Kyler Murray comes back and Kyler Murray looks like
I'm taking the under.
I just
what'd you say?
Eventually, I'm going to have to.
What was it? 6.5?
6.5.
Yeah.
Eventually, I'm going to have to take an over here.
I just my thing is I think the Rams are really going to surprise people because at the end of the day, Cam Akers is back, and I'm not saying that's a huge deal, but what I'm saying is Sean McVay's a great coach. Matthew Stafford, when healthy, maybe not top 3, but he can play like a great quarterback. I mean, he's got an amazing arm, and when he's not fucking hurt and his elbow's not jacking up, which maybe it is still, but I think that they're going to bounce back and have a good season. I'm not saying maybe all the way, but I think they're going to get more. Than
You're
6
going
wins.
over though.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go under. I think this is like the pivotal point of what's his name, the head coach.
McVay.
Yeah, McVay. I think this is
Whether
the
he
point.
wants to retire or not.
No, not necessarily that, but I think like obviously as a head coach, you go through those bumps in the roads. You're not always going to be. I mean, we saw it with Pete Carroll, obviously with Seattle. I mean, he took that next step to get rid of Russell Wilson. Kind of had that turmoil at 4-12 type of year. Next year took Geno, and now he's almost like back on top. I think this is really going to prove. I think I'm taking the under, and then not this season, but the next season is going to prove how much McVay. I mean, they got to get draft picks back.
Which is what they're working on doing.
Yeah,
so.
they've got to.
Yeah,
Get,
they really stuck with that fuck them picks method for a
They
little
got
too
a ring.
long.
They got a ring.
And granted,
Hey.
yeah, you got a ring out of it, but in the same
Because
sense,
look at San Francisco. they would love to be like F them picks because they tried to get Trey Lance, all that stuff, but like they still don't have a ring to show for it.
Now, maybe if the Rams were starting Stetson Bennett this year, they might have a shot at the over. Anyways.
Okay, so Stafford a year and a half ago was holding up a Super Bowl.
Both
trophy, but
Georgia
just don't let them
quarterbacks
have a bad
there.
year.
Maybe
Yeah.
one Georgia quarterback could learn from the other.
I like this strategy. So another 6.5 here.
Oh, Jesus.
The Washington Commanders.
I'm going under. You already
Same thing.
You already
right
know
there.
my conspiracy theory. Okay, they're putting in Sam Howell. Granted, I guess I didn't realize that Sam Howell was actually supposed to be like a top 10.
There was a lot of hype around
From
Sam
North-
Howell
North
his junior
Carolina,
year.
right?
Yeah, his junior year.
He
There was
was
a lot
actually
of hype.
yeah. So it is interesting, but it's weird because I heard this point the other day. It's weird that what's his name, Ron Rivera, has this kind of pull and decision making.
Oh, I agree with you. When it's like he's not.
It's all falling into place. Like I said, it's my conspiracy theory. The enemy's going to become head coach next year. They're going to go.
This is Rivera's last year.
Yeah, they're going to go. They're going to. It's going to sink or swim. It's
Because they're not. You're not winning the division. That's
No.
not happening. And are you going to make a wild card? I don't think that's happening either.
I just feel like new ownership, everything. They're going to revamp. Like I said, they're not going to do as good. And then once
Because
again,
they've had talented defenses the last couple of years, and they still.
Caleb Williams, ain't it?
Yeah.
Caleb Williams, first round pick, Washington. I'm telling you, it's going to happen.
I'm kind of with Jeffrey on this.
I'm taking it over.
Okay, so the Rams, Matthew Stafford, Sean McVay. That's not good. But Ron Rivera,
Right.
Sam Howell.
Well, the Redskins have a way better defense than
Oh, they're not the
Rams.
Redskins anymore.
Oh my!
The Commandos.
Oh, shit. Oh fuck!
We're canceled.
We're canceled. Cut the feed.
We've only been at this for a little while. We're already canceled.
Okay, so over for you.
Yeah, I mean, I just look at the overall roster, and they've got a really good defense. They've got a lot of weapons on offense. If Sam Howell can just be average, they're going to win 7-8 games. I don't think they'll make the playoffs, but I think if he's just average, they're going to win some
But
games.
that's the dilemma. Is he?
We're going to find out.
Yeah, we're gonna find out.
I'll bet that he can be average.
Okay, well, we got it on paper. So
Yep, we sure
I'm
do.
It's almost in the same boat like we talked about, like a hint of Atlanta. They do have the talent.
Yeah, they have pieces. It's like,
Yes.
do you have the quarterback?
Exactly,
Yeah.
and I think it's just weird to me that for some reason certain coaches get fired like within a year or two, and then Ron Rivera's just still out there just like.
And then they give him like the full reins to
Yeah.
the boat too.
Yeah.
They're like, "Hey, not only are you not getting fired, but you can make any decision."
But here's
you
what
want."
concerns me about Sam Howell is last year he was on the roster, and granted it was his rookie year, but you had Carson Wentz. He started as the starter. I get that point because he's got the most talent. But why couldn't Sam Howell beat out Taylor Heineke in practice?
That's a good point. Yeah. I just think that a lot of quarterbacks in their first year, especially when they're not first round picks, coaches don't trust them
They
to.
just set him at third string and go, "You're going to watch." And
You're
learn."
going to watch and learn.
Yeah, I get that. All right.
Next, another 6.5. But by the way, the last 6.5.
Okay.
And I'm going to make this quick because I'll say mine.
Yeah.
The Colts under.
Oh yeah, easily.
Under
Yeah.
for me as well.
That they're just in so much.
I think obviously what's his name will be exciting, but yeah, the quarterback
Anthony Richardson? Yeah.
he'll be exciting, but yeah,
that
there's-
franchise is just a disaster right now.
Well, they have pieces just like a lot of these teams have pieces, but I have to see Anthony Richardson. I got to see what he is.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
It'll be exciting, but I just don't see them winning 7 games.
No, because like I think there might be a few teams. I don't know. Who are they getting wins from? That's my question. Because I think even Houston,
Who's that?
I might even like Houston a little bit more than Indy, just because I feel like I know what CJ Stroud is.
Maybe
more than I
they
know what
get
Anthony
a
Richardson is.
win from
Texans.
the Texans.
like
Maybe
a
they
split.
get one from a fluke win against Tennessee. That's about it.
Yeah, it'd have to be. Yeah, Anthony Richardson takes control of the game, makes some plays, so on and so forth, and then it just
Yeah.
like I said, it's like a 13-20 game win. You know,
I was thinking more like 13-10.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to be nothing substantial or anything.
All right, we're gonna move up here.
Okay.
We're going to 7.5, which we have.
Literally, the only one team was Arizona, and then everybody else has been 6.
Yeah.
Oh, so you said you're going lowest to highest.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna go to 7.5, and there is a lot of them.
Okay.
We're gonna start with the Vegas Raiders. I'm going under, just because of the division they're in.
Okay.
They've automatically got 3 losses right out of the gate: 2 to the Chiefs and 1 to the Chargers. They're at best to split with the Chargers.
Or Denver, you mean?
No, the Chargers.
They split with the Chargers?
Yeah, I think they probably split with the Chargers, and then they split with the Broncos. So there's 4 losses right out of the gate.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I know where you're going.
7.5. That's very tricky. I'll take the over on the Raiders. I mean, I know it's preseason, but I just like how necessarily what is Devontae suspended for? What, 1-2 games?
Is he suspended?
I thought he was suspended
I don't see
because
it.
of the whole pushing the.
Well, but Jeff, I'm doing mock drafts constantly. I don't see anything like Kamara shows suspended, but I don't see anything with Devontae Adams saying suspended.
Yeah, that would be
not.
news to me.
Maybe not. I could have swore I thought I heard something about.
I'm not calling you a liar, but I'm also not saying you're telling the truth.
Yeah, I the only thing that sucks about that is I think they take too. I just think the Denver Broncos are going to be terrible again.
I agree.
Well,
and wait until you see where they're at on this
well,
list.
I'm gonna
And that's the only thing is like I'm like Josh Jacobs. That's the only thing that hurts.
if they can get him back,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the over.
Yeah.
I trust Jimmy G to get some wins because that's what he does consistently in his career is win. And granted, he was with Kyle Shanahan, but
I'm good.
you good? Yeah, I'm good. But I just look at their roster. I look at what they have. I love their weapons because, like I said, I was high on Michael Mayer. They got him to replace Darren Waller at the perfect time.
They've got weapons.
They still have Hunter Renfrow, Devontae Adams, Jimmy G dispersing the ball. Getting
Their
the ball
line is atrocious.
They have. I think they have a good left tackle.
Yeah, Colton Miller.
Yeah.
But outside of that,
Okay, but we can't we all can't break down all these teams and go. I know exactly who's on their line.
me about the Colts offensive line compared to the Chiefs
Yeah.
offensive line or something. I don't
Yeah.
remember really.
We're not
It
going
was
back
hazy,
down.
but
No, let's not go back down
I love
that path.
I love their
That
weapons, and
was-
then adding Tyree Wilson to that defensive line. That dude's a monster, and he's a physical freak. We'll see how he develops as far as like a player. But
they still got Chandler too.
See,
Yes,
They
I
got Chandler.
Max Crosby.
when I say under, I'm not thinking like, oh my gosh, they're going to be like a 4-win team. I think that they're going to win
at
7 games,
yeah.
right at
Yeah.
7 games.
That's what's really hard about
I
it.
got them more than that, but
I'm sure you do.
I'm thinking 8. I'm thinking right there at 8.
Tennessee 7.5.
Under.
over.
I'm going over. And I think it's 8. I think it's right at 8. They're not making the playoffs. They're going to get 8 wins. I don't trust Tannehill to win 9-10 games. I think 8 is going to be that limit.
But he's done that before.
Yeah,
They were the
but-
1 seed like 2 years ago.
Yeah, but the AFC is just so much tougher now than
True.
it was
They
then.
also had a guy named AJ Brown that they just gave for.
Well,
nothing.
that was the GM's issue, and he's gone.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
not the
you
same
can't go
player.
back in time.
It's not the same player because he's not as young, but they have DeAndre Hopkins now, which, like I said, it's not the same player. But
I think their defense is a liability. I think that they'll be okay under Vrabel. Like, Vrabel's is a very good coach. I think he's one of the better coaches in the NFL. And that's the only, honestly, Vrabel is the only reason that I'm giving them to 8 wins. So,
I think they got a lot more on that roster than maybe you're giving them credit for.
yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's once again almost like McVay's situation. It's kind of you're starting to see the transition of you drafted Will Levis, you got rid of AJ Brown. I mean, you have a aging Derrick Henry that you're giving the ball 400 like 500 times a season each year.
Yeah.
I mean, you got DeAndre Hopkins, so it's all like you really want to compare. AJ Brown to an aging DeAndre Hopkins that whether he's either suspended, trying to stay healthy, so on and so forth.
I think he's got some good years left.
Oh no, he's got at least a little bit left in the tank, but it's just where's this franchise going? I just feel like it's one of those, just like with the Commanders, you're putting something on paper to kind of like smoke and mirrors, like we're going to be competitive, but in the back of their head, it's like
Where are they going?
we want
Trying to win the division.
nah.
I need to recant one of mine.
What you got?
I need to go back on the Commanders.
Oh, you had over.
Yeah, I need to go under.
What made you change your mind?
Breaking news!
Yeah, it's not important. I just need to go on the under.
No. What happened?
This could be like
I started thinking about that division. There's not going to be 4 teams that go to those win limits. So yeah, I need to go under.
Someone's going to get beat up, and it's going to be Washington.
Yep. Okay. Anyways, we're not going to spend too much time on that. New England, 7.5.
7.5. Oof.
So think about that division. That division is stacked.
When's the last time Bill Belichick went 7 wins?
No, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Actually,
Ever?
I think the Cam year, I think he got 7.
Did
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
yeah.
they? Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
for
Sure.
I'll look it
7,
up.
6 wins or
So,
something.
so what do you want to go with? Because I have a controversial hot take. I think they only manage like 5 wins. When I looked at their schedule, it is brutal, and I'm like, I really don't think they're a bad team, but they
Right.
play a tough schedule, and I'm like,
I'll take the under. I'm thinking 7 wins exactly. With that division and everything, I just feel like it's already hard enough.
yeah, and they don't have the firepower to compete offensively, and then defensively, I know their defense is going to be good, but like, are you shutting down Josh Allen?
Once again, and you're putting a lot of faith in Mac Jones.
Yeah.
And have we seen anything in the
No,
progression
he's meh. Like he can have
Yeah.
some games where like, hey, that's pretty good, but like, he's
the weapons.
The
that
Cam year, they won 8 games.
8 games. Okay.
Yeah.
Brown, what are you going?
I'm going under.
We're all under on the Patriots.
I think that division has just outgrown the Patriots right now. I think that the Bills and the Jets are going to fight for that division.
That's what I think.
The Dolphins
And
are
then
going to be.
the Dolphins are like you never know.
They're a wild card.
Right.
I mean, and I don't mean the sense that they're a wild card team. I mean the sense that
We don't know. They might be amazing, or they might just fall.
they
to
might
pieces.
just be right
Tyreek
there.
Hill might punch a guy,
Yeah.
some random day. Throw some,
Tua,
throw some cash on
might
him.
throw up some gang signs again. I mean, who knows? Okay, so next on the list is the New York Football Giants. 7.5.
Under. They have a way tough
7.5.
schedule. Super tough schedule. They're on the road for the first 7-8 weeks or something crazy like that. And then once again, I think with just the whole debacle with Saquon Barkley, I think if I was Saquon personally, I would do the less that I can to see if Daniel Jones is your franchise quarterback that you overpaid for, and just make that team look miserable. Put the ball in his hands and just really show that he's not worth the money and not that guy.
I think out of all the ones we've done so far, I think this one's the closest for me because I do think they're right on that edge. But I am going to give them the over, but I got them at like 8 wins. I got them just over. But yeah, like you said, when you think about the division, they're the 3rd best team, and it's like you're not really close to the Eagles or the Cowboys. You're just not.
Yeah. I'm also going to take the over on them. That's why I changed my Washington pick.
Okay.
I think honestly the opposite of yours with the Saquon thing. I think Saquon's going to come out and scorch the earth this year because he wants to prove
And he
that
wants a bit better contract. For next year.
I want that payday. And the only way I'm going to get that payday is if I come out here and ball out. And Daniel Jones is never going to be an MVP, but he showed that he can at least be adequate at the quarterback position. They've got good pieces on that team. I think that they're going to be probably around that 8 to 9 win ratio.
I just felt like they took advantage of last year with their division and
Easier schedule.
Yeah, and then once again, we saw them go to the playoffs and play against the Eagles, and they just got dominated.
Well,
so it's all like
they did
we
beat the
shouldn't have.
Vikings. They did beat the Vikings, but yeah, in the next game with the Eagles, there was a clear you're
Yeah,
not.
exactly. So I just feel like it's. Like
I think against their division, that's 4 losses right there. I think. I don't think they're. I mean, they might split, but I think they're. Losing.
I think they at least split one of them. I think they get 1 out of the 3,
Maybe.
or 1 out of the 4.
I just whether it's Daniel Jones,
Probably from the Giant or from the Cowboys.
Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley. I'm just like, who else is on that team? Like, I just don't.
Well, people are like, they have Darren Waller now. I'm like, yeah, Raiders had Darren Waller last year, or did they? Like, he wasn't really there.
Well,
So,
I think he was hurt a lot too. It wasn't.
I think he's going to get hurt again.
But and that's the thing is, I'm just like, what? Like it I don't know. Like
Hodgins, I think, is their up and coming receiver that they have. Like, no, he had some good moments last year, and he's got good size. But aside from that, I don't really think. Oh, they drafted the Tennessee guy, Jalen Hyatt. They got him, and he just did a touchdown, I think, yesterday in the preseason. So
He looks like he might be the part.
they were just like the Commanders like 2-3 years ago, where it was all like, how is this team, with Alex Smith making it to the playoffs? It's all like I just don't see anything. But
yeah, they're nothing
I
spectacular.
don't know. I got the under. So
This one is interesting for me where they're at. The Panthers 7.5
ooh.
under.
Yeah, because I know it's preseason. You can't take everything for preseason, but what I saw in preseason and what the Jets did to them is kind of what I thought. Maybe not with how bad their offensive line would be, but like this is what Bryce Young's like nightmare is going to look like. It's like if you can't pass protect for him, like you said, he's not like Kyler where he can quickly like get out of bounds and get around people. He's not that quick.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have that even Russell Wilson had a elusiveness. So if he can't do that, and he can't really see over the pocket in the NFL. Problems. I don't doubt that he's an accurate passer, got a decent arm, all that kind of stuff. But like, it's just the NFL. It's not really designed for small dudes to be able to do that. So,
Well, and you lost a big key to your offense, obviously, DJ Moore.
Yeah.
Granted, they drafted Mingo, but it's all like...
and they got out of Thielen, which, he's still
Right.
good. He's still good, but he's not
Yeah,
to his
it's all
Pro
like-
Bowl
yeah.
seasons anymore. But yeah.
A lot of rookies trying to make plays, so on and
They
so
got
forth.
Hayden Hurst, the tight end from the Bengals, which I like that pickup, but he's nothing. He's not a top 5 tight end or anything.
Once again, it's
I think
a lot
Carolina's one of those ascending teams, but like if they get to like 6 or 7 wins, like I think that'll be like a win for them. Like that'll be a moral victory for them and a way to build for the next year.
Just here of recent, we haven't seen a lot of rookie quarterbacks just take off in their first year to where it's like 7, 8,
I don't
9
remember who the
wins.
last one was.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy.
Even the last one.
Herbert, maybe.
Herbert, yeah, is
Yeah.
probably like
Yeah, the last
best
one that put
example.
up really good numbers.
Yeah, but
So you guys both under?
Yeah.
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 Green Bay 7.5 under. I do not trust Jordan Love. That's all I got to say.
I'm with you. I go under as well because until I see more proof, because people were talking about that preseason pass he threw that was like a lob in the end zone, and yeah, what I saw was like, well, you had a lot of time to make that throw. For one, that was your line giving you that protection. And two, I'm like, that's still not even that amazing of a throw. I really didn't think so.
And outside of Christian Watson, who the hell is he throwing the ball to?
They drafted I thought they got another tight end.
Oh, they did, but he's a rookie, so
Yeah.
it's the unknown. But I still don't.
Yeah, growing pains in that division. I
You
just
still got Aaron Jones. You still got a pretty decent
yeah,
defense.
the running game's good.
Yeah, I was about to say offensive line.
I
is
don't.
pretty.
Yeah,
pretty
but it comes
decent.
down to your quarterback. I don't trust Jordan Love.
I don't either.
That's all.
Yeah.
What is it, 7.5?
Yeah.
I'll take the over. I'll take the over on the Packers.
Bold
We'll
strategy.
move Cobb,
Yeah.
see if it pays off for him.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
thinking 8 wins though, so it's not like well they're gonna yeah.
I don't even know that we need to do this one, but the Bears 7.5.
Oh
Yeah.
baby,
Yeah,
oh baby,
See, this is why I don't want to do it.
over, over.
Okay, well, normally I'm not asking for exact predictions, but on this one I do kind of.
You know what? Let's go. Let's go to Hollywood right now. Let me make this bet
Okay,
right
but-
here,
but
right
How
now.
many do you actually think they're going to win?
He's like 8.
I'm thinking wild card, a solid 9, maybe 10 wins.
Okay, I got them at like 5 wins. I think, and that's improvement. That's an improvement. They won 3 last year.
That's improvement.
It is.
That's almost 100%.
That's like saying like
do you think
hey,
that's-
no disrespect. You're gonna say some disrespect.
But do you think that's?
No disrespect, but
But do
hey,
you think that's
you're a piece of shit?
That's ridiculous. 5 wins. I don't think.
I don't think I'm going under for the record, but I'm more at like the 6 to 7.
Okay.
I think they'll see a lot of good things this year, but
6 or 7 wins.
they'll be fun. Justin Fields is fun.
More competitive. than what
Yeah,
were
they got
last
DJ
year.
Moore. They spent a lot of money. That was my keys.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I
they
thought water was dripping somewhere.
they spent a lot of money in free agency. Like they'll be a fun team. I just
Drafted on the offensive line. I mean,
I'm just not seeing 8 wins.
Yeah, I'm not
okay,
seeing that either.
okay.
Ooh, this is a fun one. We move up a weight class.
Okay.
8.5.
Okay.
Oh,
Denver Broncos.
under.
Hammering the under.
Yes,
Russell
Let's
Wilson.
go to Hollywood right now. Once
Russell
again.
Wilson is burnt toast.
Oh my God! And you can just tell he's burnt toast because Sean Payton is just already trying to create controversy so that if they fuck up and lose,
It's not on him.
it was that guy.
Yeah.
Like, he's already pointing the finger. I feel like he's already setting himself to be
Let Russ cook.
Yeah.
What the hell's he cooking? A bowl of cereal?
Javonte Williams, the halfback, it's all like he's never been healthy. It's like Jerry Jeudy and once again,
Cortland Sutton.
But Tim Patrick got hurt again. It's like the third receiver that they keep going. Hey, we got a good core here.
that's what I'm saying. I'm like they talked about the dynamic duo
Under.
on the
Under.
The only
Under.
thing that I like and I called it at the beginning is Patrick Surtain. That's the only person that I like and give a shit about that team. He's one of the
They got
best.
some other good playmakers. The safety, I forgot his name.
Oh, yeah, Simmons.
Simmons. He's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's good.
No, but
I know that's not.
I just like how you said
I forgot
that
his
safety.
name.
I forgot his name, but
He's really good.
I'm taking the over. I have them as a.
Oh, I knew you would.
would.
Yeah.
I think they'll.
because you're insane.
It's fine. I think they'll figure it out.
Russ is garbage.
I think they'll figure it out.
Can you put that next to mine? I just want notes next to it. Russ is garbage.
Is garbage.
Thank you.
Got it. Noted. Okay.
Noted.
Yeah, I think they're gonna think they're going to steal a wild card, and it might even be like the fifth.
No, if oh god, that's
Bro, I would go to Hollywood right now and make that bet because I feel
Yeah,
like
but aren't I going to?
now if Russ is good, I'm
Wait,
gonna
oh,
need
wait.
you to scratch that out.
But I could win more money because they're not favored to win that much.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I got a higher upside.
exactly that's what
8.5. Atlanta Falcons
under.
under.
I'm thinking right there at 8.
7 or 8.
I don't know. They could take advantage of that division.
I think I have them at 6.
Somebody's gonna have to win in that division,
Right.
right? If it's not Tampa, it's not Carolina.
New Orleans.
Because what was it? There was 2.
New Orleans is gonna be the division winner, in my opinion.
I think.
There was 2, possibly 3 teams in that division last year, wasn't it? Wasn't it the Carolina that was 8 and 9?
Yeah, because they were like right on the border of
Tampa
making
Bay,
the
weren't
playoffs.
they 8 and 9?
Oh, so basically it was like 3 8-9s and then a 7 and 10 or 2 7
And then
and 10,
yeah,
something like
Saints were. So I mean, I can see that division going like that again, but
I think there's going to be more bottom to that division
so?
this
that. Yeah,
year.
because I just think some of the talk about like the Bears, some of those teams that were at the very bottom last year have gotten a little bit better.
Right.
So now I think the NFC South, it's like if you or just in general, the teams that really haven't addressed their quarterback, which Atlanta, I'm like you're up in the air about if Desmond Ritter's good. I just think it's going to be hard to get more than, like I said, 6 wins. I feel like I'm being pretty gracious with like, yeah, you guys have an up and coming roster, good pieces, but
I think they're going to run the ball very well.
weren't they?
well, they got
6?
an amazing stable of running backs. I
What
think.
were they? 6, 7 wins last year, right?
7, I think.
7.
Yeah.
I think they got better.
I think they got better, but it's like the schedule. That's the thing. Is like it's not always your roster's better. It's well, who they playing. And when I looked at the schedule, I was like, I'll give you Carolina. I'll give you that. Like I think they could probably beat them.
Once.
Right. Tampa, you might split with whatever. But I'm just like, there's not a whole lot of easy gimmies. I think they play Washington. I was like, okay, I'll give them that one. But there's not a whole lot of gimmies.
What were they? 7.5.
Green Bay, I think.
Yeah, 7 and 10.
I think they play Green Bay.
No, what was their over? 8.5.
8.5.
I just think it's a little too high.
Yeah, I think that's high. Yeah.
So,
It's either 8 or 9 wins for them, and I'm like on the cusp of either over.
but you said under. So
Yeah, I'll stick with
Okay.
under, but
Minnesota 8.5
under.
over.
over, just barely over. I got them at like 9 and 8.
Yeah, 9 and 8.
Yeah.
Chris and I were kind of talking about this before you got here.
Yeah.
Kirk is super consistent. He's never going to like be a superstar.
Yeah, he's the most balling white man I've ever seen in my life. Right? Yeah, whatever it is he did on the play.
Hold on, I thought I was the most balling white man you've ever seen.
Well, wait a second. Travis Kelce, all personally.
Oh, all right, I'm moving down the list.
Wait,
Here we go.
Travis is white? I didn't even know that.
No, but I think when you look at him, he's the epitome of consistency at the quarterback position. He's never going.
For the regular season.
Yeah, hey, we're not talking about the postseason.
Not on what is it?
I got
Monday.
stats. I got stats.
What is
right
it?
there.
Not on Monday nights or something like. It's some crazy.
It's not
stat.
prime time. He's
Yeah, it's some. Yeah, prime time. He's just awful.
I guess I should have looked at the schedule to see how many prime times they
Right,
get.
right.
But I think he'll be consistent. They got a ton of talent on that team. Justin Jefferson. They got Jordan Addison in there.
but how's the running game going to be?
I think the running game will be fine.
It's once. I think it's the same record from last year to this year. It's just once again, it's like Then you lose Dalvin Cook, you lose a playmaker, here and there, and then that
Yeah,
defense.
yeah.
That defense is still.
What did they win
terrible.
last year? Like 11 or 12 games?
I think it was 12.
The only
but they
yeah,
had
it
so
was-
many close wins.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
their
say.
Point,
That's
their
what-
point differential was like what 2?
Yeah.
Two.
And
Like-
they beat Buffalo when they had no business. beating
They'll have some regression there, like 100%. They'll have some regression, but I think 9-10 wins is like
Yeah, I think they sneak into the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I just think.
Hey, we're moving up another weight class. We're going to 9 wins.
I noticed you still haven't mentioned
Exactly
Detroit.
9?
I have not exactly 9.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Interesting.
Which is weird for an over/under.
what I
But Seattle at 9.
So then, how do you
They're either winning 10 or they're winning 8.
or 9.5 games?
Hey, a tie.
I guess so. That is
A
true.
tie.
I'm with Jeff though. That's kind of weird. It's hard.
Well, with the uneven schedules now, 9 makes sense because you could have a tie and only win 9 games.
Okay.
Oh man, that's a tough one.
I'll go first. I'm gonna say.
Or 8 games.
I'm gonna
Sorry.
say under. And it's not that I have like a big thing against Seattle. I just think I looked at their schedule and it's fucking brutal.
This is going to start getting tough.
Yeah, because everyone can't. That's the thing. You notice how when we did all these, the lowest over/under was 4.5 with Arizona. And yes, some people said under, I said over, but it's like,
Some people.
but like
People.
a lot of the, a lot of the
What do you
six
mean,
and a,
you people?
a lot of the 6.5s. Every year, there's a few teams that end up being like the basement dwellers of like 2-14, 3-13, which now would be 3-14.
Somebody has to suck.
Yeah, somebody has to suck. And I'm saying Seattle was probably, in my opinion, they looked great last year, but I'm like, someone's got to take a step back, and I'm picking Seattle.
It's once again in that division though, because you're highly on the Rams.
I think
So if you're not, then this is kind of
by default, someone's
By default, you have to. Yeah.
because the only other team technically they compete against is what San Francisco.
San Francisco.
And I'm not saying they're taking us. They might not be as good as last year, but I'm not saying they're gonna fall off.
I think there's some things there, and once again, it's all like. But then you look at the aspect of okay, it's
Geno
Geno Smith.
That's a tough.
Geno Smith was a nice story, but
Because you're either saying 8 or 10, and that's a big jump. Put me in for over.
For Seattle,
Yeah. Put me
yes,
in for over.
same here.
don't get me wrong. I really root for Geno. I'm really happy for him. So like, if they do get over, I'll be ecstatic for him. But
I just think Pete Carroll did a really nice job last year with the draft.
Oh, they
and
got-
everything,
yeah.
and now they got even more.
They got-
and
they got pieces everywhere.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not that.
I
It's
really
just-
like Tariq Woolen. I think
Yeah,
he
yeah.
is going to
Yes.
come on as like a top 5 corner in the NFL.
But
this
that's
year.
the thing is like, the year before.
The only thing is that what's his name, Walker, the halfback.
Yeah, he's going to be down for a while.
Well, so here's the thing. In 2021,
They always seem to find running backs out there in Seattle.
in 2021, Russ's last year in Seattle, I think they finished like 4-13 or something like that. It was not good. Then this
Yeah,
last
'cause-
year they
'cause
had
Russ was on the
right, and they had a wait, but they had
Thank you.
but they had an easier schedule last year. So that's my whole thing. Is now you're bouncing back to now you have a tougher schedule.
Yeah, you're going to have a tougher schedule.
And Geno, year 2 as the starter, I still have confidence in him, but I'm just like I don't know if you're going to match your wins just because your schedule gets tougher. So. Okay, what's next?
Pittsburgh, 9 wins.
Ooh,
I'm going under.
fuck! I want to go 9 wins, but I'm like,
I think 9 is a sweet spot for him, but if you're putting me on the spot and I got to pick 9 or 8, I'm going 8 wins.
yeah.
Kenny Pickett, that's the difference right there. It's Kenny Pickett.
If
They have all the talent in the world on that team, but you got Kenny Pickett as your quarterback.
And once again, AFC so stacked. Somebody
is.
has to be.
Somebody, you can't have 10
Everybody's not
win
gonna-
teams.
yeah,
It
everybody's
doesn't add up to that. And you think about that division too: Baltimore, Cincinnati,
Yeah,
Cleveland is going to win some games.
yeah. Who you got?
Yeah, that does make sense.
You going under?
Under.
Did you just agree that I made sense? Wow.
I agreed with you on the last
I'm
one.
going to go under as well. When I was looking at their schedule, now I don't think this is what's actually going to happen. I think they'll get a few more wins of this. But when I looked at their schedule and I said, what games would I favor the Steelers in? I only gave them 3. Now I think they get more than 3 wins. Obviously, they're the Pittsburgh Steelers, but it's tough. It's tough. I don't know who I'm supposed to be going. Yeah, you guys can get that one. Like favored is different. It's different.
Favored and winning.
They have a
is-
chance to win every game.
Well, they have a chance to win because of Mike Tomlin.
Right. And the team's good and all that, but it just, am I favoring you to beat these teams? And I'm like, I can't make an argument. that they're
Off topic, and I don't want to get too far off topic here, but there are a lot of people in Pittsburgh that would consider Mike Tomlin on the hot seat this year.
just because it's been so long since they
Yep.
actually won a playoff.
There's a lot of people in Pittsburgh, like fans, like sports talk radio, they want him fired.
Well, it's just like the end of the era of us. Like when we don't start winning and getting to Super
Yeah, they're
Bowls
going to be
again.
like, get rid of Andy.
Yeah,
Get him
exactly.
out. It's the same thing happened to Andy in Philly. Yeah.
I mean, he was able to take a Ben Roethlisberger's cheeseburger that was you know what I mean, like icing his knees every second quarter, this and that, to still the playoffs, a 10-win team.
I don't even want to do this anymore.
But you know what I mean? It's crazy. And so now that he has actual like a decent young up and coming quarterback, it's all like
I think they can build.
We're on the fringe.
Did he just say what I think he said?
What?
Did you just say an up and coming quarterback referring to Kenny Pickett?
Yeah, I think he's
here too.
I think yeah.
Yeah, but up and coming?
Yeah.
Oh, you think he's just kind of he is what he is?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think you've seen the ceiling of Kenny Pickett.
I think he could get a little bit more accurate and work and be a little more.
His hands are too
finer.
small.
Joe Burrow's hands are
That's
small.
good. That's a good topic. I think he eventually
Sorry, I thought this was common knowledge that Kenny Pickett was not going to be good, but
I think he just has a low ceiling. I think he's just kind of like, you're probably right.
I mean,
I think he
he-
might get a little better than
He
this.
had a better start off
His-
than Joe Burrow, than Peyton Manning, than
his ceiling, for the record, is like his ceiling is Kirk Cousins. That's his ceiling.
I mean,
His ceiling.
But what Jeff's saying is like, that's not bad.
No, it's
yeah, you're
I know I was just talking good on Kirk, but I'm saying that's his peak potential. Like if everything goes right, he's Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, but like kind of what Jeff's saying is like, that's still an NFL
Joe Burrow
starting
only has
quarterback.
like one more step than
If he goes down from there, his
Herbert.
basement is
Herbert's-
Trevor or
Herbert's-
Tyler Henneke.
Herbert's not even better than Kirk Cousins right now because Herbert's never made it to the playoffs. So
Well, he did, but
Well,
he
he made it,
lost.
but he lost. But I'm with you there. Like Herbert's arm is more impressive for sure. But his roster is loaded. How are you not able to win a
after a
playoff
while,
game?
unless he's Dan Marino, how much credit can we give Herbert and these guys?
Because he's
like
getting the
this?
Lamar Jackson treatment of we give him all the credit for the wins because he looks amazing, but when he loses,
Herbert hasn't even won MVP yet, and we're acting like you know what I'm saying. Like he's the I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I'm on Herbert as a top 6-7 quarterback.
And that's fine, but your comparison of like, oh, Pickett, it's all like, but you know what I'm saying? It's like at this point, yeah, what's his name? You know, like quarterbacks. Yeah, Rex Grossman is a better quarterback than you know what I'm saying. So,
Don't bring Rex Grossman.
yeah, so
that's actually
he's been to a Super Bowl, so
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna have to speed through some of these.
Okay.
all right.
Cleveland, we're going up a weight class, 9.5 under. Deshaun Watson will never be the same again. They don't win anywhere near 9 games.
I hope for that, but I'm not gonna lie because you still have Nick Chubb, you still have
Amari Cooper.
yeah, you still have
That
I
line's
don't
still
know.
good.
I don't trust Deshaun Watson to ever
Nick
get
Chubb.
back.
What was it?
9.5.
9.5? Oh,
Yeah.
no, under this. My bad.
Yeah.
If it was at 9, I'd be like,
I think I got them at 8 and 9 to finish the year, so right under. Like they're a solid team that can compete, but yeah, I just think it's too tough, so I got under.
New Orleans, 9.5. I'm taking the over. I think that they win 10 games and win that division. Derek Carr will be steady enough in that crappy division to win 10 games.
You know what? I'm going to take the under, but they get in the playoffs because of 9 wins in that division.
I have under as well. I don't remember if I had them 8 and 9 or 9 and 8, but I just think they fall just short. Yeah.
Miami, 9.5.
Under.
I'm also going to take the under. I think right at 9. That division is just
9 or 8, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, hot take. Tua doesn't last longer than like 3 games, so basically they're stuck with Skylar Thompson.
Okay, so
I
over,
think
over under 5.5. Oh, I'll give you 6.5 games.
Sorry, that's my chicken alarm.
Tua.
I gotta go
Stay-
close the chicken.
Oh, staying healthy?
Yeah, staying healthy. 6.5 games. Over under. Tua, staying healthy.
I'm staying under.
Under
I think over. I think he'll make it like
And my thing is
7.
week 8. Yeah.
Do you know how I said? Do you know how I said?
Thompson looked
we
really
talking
good.
consecutive weeks or?
You know how I said that some teams got to like hit the bottom, hit the basement. All these teams, eventually, some of these teams hit the basement every year. Miami is my sneaky like watch out because if Tua gets hurt,
They're going
yeah,
straight
because
down.
even though they have talent, it's like
Thompson looked pretty good.
he's an okay backup, but I'm just worried.
In that division, that's the only reason why I think
Yeah.
Thompson isn't good enough.
He's not good enough in that
Yeah.
division. Chargers 9.5 over. 10 wins.
Yeah, I do like. I think this is finally the year where we're like, oh man, they're actually going to be the team that we.
Everybody thinks that they're going to be.
Yes.
Yeah, controversial. We'll go under. I think this is the year that.
some-
Well, yeah. If you had over on
Yeah,
the Raiders
right.
and
someone's got to fall back a little bit. And my thing is,
Is there something going on with Joey though, Bosa?
it's Nick.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Once again,
this is the year.
Always Nick.
This is the year where Brandon Staley.
Always a little brother.
They underachieved. They missed the playoffs. Brandon Staley gets fired. They finally get a decent coach in there.
I think if they don't win a playoff game, he gets fired
Yeah.
no matter what. Detroit 9.5 over.
under.
Over, baby. Over. And hey, I know Chris said this earlier. He's not asking for wins. They get at least 11 wins this year.
I'm with you.
Yeah. I'm high on the Lions, man.
Okay, so you said under. Why do you think under? You're like, what have they done? That's
Yeah,
where you're at.
exactly. You know what you upgraded from like a consistent halfback to a rookie halfback. Like tell me what team that was all like, you know what, all we need is just this rookie halfback in the first round. Like
Jimmy Gibbs is special.
what's his name? Their
Very
starting wide receiver is suspended for the first 6 games. So who's
Well,
Jared Goff going to throw it
St.
to?
Brown.
Yep.
That's it.
Well,
They got so far with just throwing it to him.
Sam
How many
Laporta, we were
years?
talking about this earlier. Laporta's their rookie tight end from Iowa that's supposed to be good. We don't know how good. But
That's what I'm saying. You're putting your faith in hands in the first 6 weeks of
Aiden Hutchinson,
a
on
rookie.
defense.
I'm putting my faith in that defense.
Yeah. They got a lot of draft picks.
So
on
they
defense.
won all those games last year because of that defense, right?
No, Jared Goff's efficiency, I think,
You're,
is why.
you're pretty much talking about the Vikings right now. And so if you're high on the Vikings, then you should be high on the
Look, I have.
on the Detroit Lions. Which
I'm high on both.
I'm not high on the Vikings, so obviously.
I think
yeah.
I think the Lions could shake things up and make
Dan
it to the
Campbell's
NFC
a-
championship game.
Dan-
Dan Campbell's a hell of a coach.
He's a fan favorite of a coach. He's not a hell of a coach.
He's a hell of a coach.
So
What's his record as a coach?
The fighting
What's his record as a coach?
Okay, well, he inherited a complete
He's been
dumpster fire.
Whoa! So did Andy Reid. I mean, don't even get me wrong here.
Hey,
whoa!
What was Bill Belichick's record when he would coach the Browns?
Wasn't great.
Did he even coach the Browns?
Yeah, he coached the Browns early in the.
Was he a
90s.
head coach?
Yeah, he was the
like-
head coach of the Browns.
They made it to the playoffs like 1 year.
Yeah, but it was a dumpster fire to begin
Yeah.
with.
What you said, Dan Campbell's overall record, I think he's got like 11 wins total or 10 wins total with like,
Probably
20 some
30,
losses.
yeah, 30-something losses.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I got the Lions. I'm really high on them this year because I think the NFC is weak, and I think Detroit is there for the taking of like young roster up and coming. All right, go ahead.
We're gonna go rapid fire on the
Yeah.
next couple till we get to the
Okay.
very top.
Okay.
Jets 9.5
Under.
over.
Over.
Yeah, I think that they'll be okay. Baltimore 9.5
Over.
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 Can't keep up.
Cowboys 9.5
Over.
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 Yeah.
Yeah. Jacksonville 10.
Under.
Close, but I'm going to go under. I think.
I'm going over. That division's pretty crappy.
I think
They're
they're
gonna-
right. I think they're right there.
11 wins.
Remember, they started off what?
2, 3, and 7. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took them what, the last 10?
Yeah, they caught fire. Yeah.
Buffalo 10.5.
Over. I still
Over, but
Yeah,
just
over.
slightly.
Maybe 11.
Because I'm not high on the Jets, that's
Yeah.
why.
San Francisco 10.5.
I'll go over. I think they go like 12 and 5. I think.
Yeah, I'll go over.
Yeah.
Controversial. Under.
Okay. So
I
you
think
think?
they go 10 wins.
Okay.
Philly 11.5.
Over.
Okay. I got them. They still make the playoffs, but I had Dallas win that division, so I have Philly finishing like 11 and 6. So I have them just under.
I'm gonna go under as well. 11 wins.
It's Super Bowl hangover. I feel like this
No.
happens. We're like,
The only team that's looked even better after a Super Bowl like that.
they have Mariota as their backup. Did you see how bad he looks if Jalen Hurts got injured?
No, but even if Hurts plays the whole year, I think 11 is.
We all talked about it during the draft. The defensive line got better.
Jalen Carter.
They've got a great team. I just think that
They literally stacked everything up. They got rid of Cass Pace with the Miles
Losing-
Sanders. They got DeAndre Swift. Bro, they're 13 and something.
losing the Super Bowl does something to teams.
Yeah, I don't think it's a matter of their roster. I just think it's like last year you had a decent schedule, kind of tough.
I still think
Now
that
they
they're
have-
the Super Bowl favorite
right,
to
but
come out of the
but now they
NFC.
have one of the 2 toughest schedules aside from the Chiefs.
Yeah, what did it do to the Chiefs?
We'll get there.
After the
Cincinnati
Chiefs- after the Chiefs lost the Super Bowl.
11.5.
Over.
And
So when we answer this, are we assuming that Joe
Joe
Burrow
Burrow's-
plays Week 1?
If he's not back week 1, week 2. That's what I've heard the timeline is. Like if it's not week 1, it's week 2.
I'll take the over.
yeah.
Because I think when it comes down to it in that division, even people are like, it's really tough. It is tough, but at the same time, I think Cincinnati is a class above the other ones.
And the Chiefs at 11.5.
Over. Yeah. Easy.
How many wins did the Chiefs have?
13.
17. You think I'm crazy?
Homer!
You think I'm crazy?
Well, I do.
What's the game that we shouldn't be favored to win? Is my
Oh,
question.
we'll be favored in every
Win
game,
every
but that
single game.
just doesn't happen.
You guys just
It has
talked about
happened.
it. The
New
Super
England,
Bowl
granted, they
hangover.
did 16 though, but
I got 14 wins.
You guys just talked about the Super Bowl hangover, so obviously
we just won it, so like there's no hangover.
we're just the best. You know?
Yeah, man, just roll with it.
I mean, it's very hard to do.
What if Rice is actually an amazing receiver?
I do think he is going
Yeah.
to be.
I think Sky Moore is going to take a huge jump this year.
I like Richie James. I like Richie James a lot.
Let me tell you why I think that.
Okay.
So, last year, Juju was our primary slot receiver.
Yep.
Before he got hurt and missed games, he was on pace to have almost 1,300 yards. Who's replacing him in the slot? Sky Moore. even when Kadarius Toney comes back, he's not playing the slot. Sky Moore is going to be the primary.
Outside?
Yeah, he's going to play outside. So
So
Sky
Tony-
Moore.
Tony will be our number 2 receiver.
Yeah.
And what, Rice is coming in when he can?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Because I don't think Rice is a slot.
no, he's an outside.
If anything, Rice, takes over, personally, me, if Tooney's still hurt.
Yeah, he takes the outside spot.
Yeah.
But the slot receiver traditionally does very, very well in the Chiefs offense.
Mm-hmm.
So when I say like a big jump, like he's going to like,
You just mean productivity, not
Yeah.
like that you think he's going to make a Pro Bowl. But
no, but he had like 300 yards last year. Like if he doubles that, he's at 600. If he triples it at 900, I think he's going to be around that 900 mark. So when you think, oh my gosh, like that's a huge jump in productivity. Like if he has 900 yards, that's a hell of a season.
another thing for the benefit of us, earlier last year, it took us a little while to figure out Pacheco. I mean, I think as fans, we figured it out pretty quick, but it took a while for the Chiefs to figure out Pacheco is our best back. We know Pacheco's our best back now, so I feel like he's going to get more touches.
Even if he gets hurt, I just like the factor of, Clyde is still back there.
I don't think Clyde makes the 53-man roster. My
I
hot
think it's
take.
possible. Yeah, I think it's possible he doesn't make it.
Ooh.
Well, he was telling me about some other running back that we have that basically he's showing more promise, and I feel like we kind of know what Clyde is.
Yeah.
Undersized back, that it's not all that fast.
I
not
think
really all
Clyde
that
gets
shit.
traded.
I don't know who takes him.
Something.
I think he gets traded
I mean, for peanuts.
later on in the year.
I think he gets traded before the first preseason
But the
game, and
way-
it's for like a 7th round
But once
conditional pick.
But once again, the way Pacheco runs that ball,
He's going to get hurt.
yes. So
Yeah.
why
Okay, so-
not have Clyde in the back pocket
Yeah.
for the rest
So
of the
that's
season?
that's all our over-unders, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, real quick. What? Did you, yeah, what'd you
I was just going to say we take time out real quick.
Time out.
Oh, yeah, we can do it. All right. Come back
Super
at you here in a
quick.
second.
Yes.